After Gervonta Davis KO'd Ryan Garcia, is Shakur Stevenson his hardest fight at 135? What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Cardinal Red Sports. Let's talk about it. Alright, y'all. So last night, April the 22nd, the big fight went down. The super fight, Gervonta Tank Davis versus King Ryan Garcia. And it was a pretty dramatic fight. It was very entertaining. Had a lot of very action-packed moments. Gervonta Davis scored some really big punches. And I feel like it definitely has potential to be Fight of the Year, but I doubt it'll be Fight of the Year. And I doubt it deserved a rematch. Now, some of the announcers were saying that, Ryan Garcia, would probably meet Tank at 140, which I've been saying for the past couple of weeks. Everybody was laughing at me, but it's all good.
He's not even letting the media or anybody put anything negative out of him when he had the reason. But he still kept it like he's very honorable and respectful.
We some family men. We getting it paper. You know what I'm talking about?
And they were saying that the fight will most likely have a rematch, but the rematch will most likely come at 140 pounds and not 135 pounds. So my question is Shakur Stevenson the toughest fight for Gervonta Tank Davis at 135 pounds? Or is it the undisputed champion, Devin Haney, which is crazy because Devin Haney, nobody really giving Devin Haney any credit whatsoever. Even me personally, I don't think Devin Haney is as talented as a lot of people are making him out to be. I don't think he beats Tank Davis. I don't think he beats Josh Taylor. I think he might have an edge over Shakur Stevenson just because he's been in the division for so long. But I think if him and Stevens actually fought, it would be a pretty tough fight, and it could be considered a 50-50 fight. Tank Devin is not a 50-50 fight, and after what he just did to Ryan Garcia, I don't think Devin's going to fight him. I thought Devin would possibly fight him. I thought, and I didn't think about, what if Tank kind of destroys Ryan? Would Devin Haney still be willing to put those titles on the line? And after what I saw last night, I think you're going to see a lot of ducking and dodging, a lot of dipping in and out when it comes to Devin Haney and fighting Gervonta Davis. Now, we still got to find out what's going to happen with Davis's future. Is he going to jail? Is he not going to jail? Is it just going to be a fine or something? We don't know just yet. But I think the thought that's on everybody's mind is, okay, how's the Vasily Lomachenko Devin Haney fight going to play out, and is Devin Haney actually going to give Gervonta Tank Davis a shot? Now, when you think about Devin, those are all the questions that come to mind. But after what you just saw Shakur do in his last fight, is he actually the toughest fight at 135 pounds? Did Devin Haney just happen to get that title because he was fighting George Kambosos? If he was fighting somebody perhaps a little bigger, a little stronger, with a little bit better game plan, would he have actually gotten beat? Would he actually be the undisputed champion right now? There are a lot of question marks when it comes to Devin Haney. I don't think people have a lot of question marks about Shakur. He hasn't been a champion yet, but he's dominated pretty much everywhere he's been so far. Every opponent he's been in there with, he's pretty much dominated. Now, he doesn't have the type of knockout ratio that Gervonta Tank Davis has, and nobody really has that type of knockout ratio. And I think that's going to be one of the biggest limiting factors for Gervonta going forward, is the fact he's knocking everybody the F out. I don't think a lot of people are going to want to fight him at this point. Now, here's the thing that people have been saying about Gervonta's resume all this time, that PBC, TMT, the money team, were putting him in easy fights. Now, perhaps some of the fights looked easy, but he was just beating the crap out of people and they couldn't take it, just like Ryan Garcia. And perhaps some of those fights he had to take because some of the upper echelon guys wouldn't fight him because of his knockout ratio. And I think that he's still going to have to deal with that even now when it comes to Devin Haney and whoever else they try to face him up with at 130 because of how he's ending these guys. You know, we might not see Ryan Garcia for a while again. Figure out what Ryan's going to do after this knockout. Is he coming back immediately? Is he going to move up, you know, and stay at 140, or is he going to go to 147? A lot of question marks about Ryan Garcia, but when it comes to Shakur Stevens, you don't hear all these questions or I see all these question marks next to his name, because I think people feel like he's kind of like solidified like Gervonta Davis is. Like, these guys are the top of the mound, but you got a guy who has all the titles, so why isn't he top of the mound? Which has been complexing me for the past few weeks, you know, just thinking about it. You know, ever since the Ryan Garcia Gervonta Davis fight got announced, I have been thinking, like, you know, why is these two guys so much more popular than Devin Haney is? Because Devin Haney got all the titles, so you would think that he would be the most popular guy at 135, but he simply isn't. And it's complexing when you think about it. And the only thing I can say is that his fights are boring. And he has to figure out a gimmick similar to Mayweather, because there was a point in time when Mayweather was considered boring. And when he was Pretty Boy, nobody could have said he was boring then. But at some point down the line, I guess when he started making money and he stopped fighting, maybe when he broke his hand, he stopped fighting to hurt people. He just started fighting to play around in the ring. It became very boring, and even though he was winning, I was one of the few black people saying, man, I don't want to watch this crap. It's boring to watch. Why would I want to watch somebody get in the ring with someone they know they overmatched, someone they know that they're better than, and someone they know that they set the fight up to where that person can't win even if they won. Now, there's been times where Floyd Mayweather's actually gotten beat, but the fight was set up for him to win, so he won. It's funny to say it like that, but the reality is what the reality is. Even though this is sports, it's very corrupted in this sport. So, I don't know, man. At this point, I feel like Devin Haney is almost the champion by default, and it really should be Gervonta Davis. And Shakur Stevens is that next guy up. Now, how do they get these titles out of Devin's hands? I think most likely what's going to happen is, since Gervonta destroyed Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney is probably going to fight Vasily Lomachenko, and he's getting the hell out of Dodge. He ain't sticking around to get bopped and boom bopped like I told everybody. He's not going to stick around to get boom bopped. But I think what's going to end up happening now, you know, I said that Gervonta would most likely become the beneficiary of those titles once Devin dropped them. He's probably going to fight Shakur. Then he's going to make his exit out of 135, which I didn't think he would fight Shakur at first. But I think most likely Devin's going to drop the titles after he fights Vasily, and Gervonta will do one more 135 fight. It'll most likely be Shakur Stevens. Then he'll move up, fight Josh Taylor. I'm pretty sure Devin Haney would have probably fought Josh Taylor by then. If not Josh, he will most likely fight Ryan Garcia as his first fight at 140, then Josh Taylor, then Gervonta Davis, if they actually meet. Ever, you know, it's a possibility they never meet. And he runs from Davis all the way up to 147. Alright, y'all, so I think I'm going to end it there, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about all that down in the comment section below. It was a great fight last night. Shouts out to Gervonta Davis for bringing home the big win. Holler at me on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. More than likely to get a response on the tube, so holler at me over there. If you want to collabo, hit my Gmail. It's flockofcards@gmail.com. And we are
In the middle of the summer when it's hot as a beach, out of winter time when the snow drops on the street, you see me outside like holla at me. I got them hot CDs, $5 a piece. Them niggas don't bother with me. Lions say they broke, hold on to they cheese. Walking to the store, get a wax CD with 25 songs just to play track 3. But don't get me twisted, I know some niggas got no business spitting. Make it hard for me trying to get my chips when niggas won't even listen. But check it though, I know the game's off track, but me and my clique finna change all that. You never heard a track when I came off whack, and your dame's off fat. But he's local, tell me why you hating on me. He's local, tell me why you hating on me. He's local, tell me why you hating on me. He's local,
niggas crowd.
Why you hating on me? He's local, that's why they hating on me. He's local, that's why they hating on me. He's local, that's why they hating on me. He's local. Feel niggas hate local music, but yet and still I promote the music. A hard-headed nigga couldn't coach me through shit. I thought they wouldn't hate, my approach is too sick. Motion music, promote the movement. They play it in the crowd and they both is moving. The chicks and G's bumping their head instantly. It never made no sense to me how a nigga gotta leave the Ville just to receive a deal. I need the bills, so if I gotta leave I will. But I'd rather stay, let them see the skills. Shoot a video, let them see the bill. Do a couple scenes on 18th and Hill. Now open up wide, let them see your grill. That boy Keys is for real. But he's local.